And greetings YouTube gamers, welcome to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and welcome to the channel. So today I have another pickups video for you guys, and from the last couple of weeks I didn't pick a lot of stuff, but I did pick a couple of interesting stuff that I want to share with you guys. And by the way, if you're new on the channel, don't forget to subscribe and watch a couple of my older videos. So let's take a closer look of my picks right after this. Okay, so let's start with NES, and I picked two NES games. One is a homebrew, and everybody knows this game, I think, at least the original one. It is Pokemon Yellow on the NES. That's right, the special Pikachu edition, and this is a ROM hack that I got last month. And I've been wanting to have this for a very long time because, I grew up playing Pokemon. I love the original Pokemon games. And although nothing beats the original, it is very fun to have this. It was very fun to play this game. I think that this is what Pokemon would have looked like if it was released for the NES back in the day. I've actually done a full review of this game right here. I will leave a link of that video in the description box below if you guys want to check it out. So yeah, my first pick, very happy with this, Pokemon for the NES. Okay, another NES game, and this time this is a original release. I picked this at a convention last month, Iberanim. It is a game called Solstice. Another title that I was looking for the NES, this is an isometric dungeon crawler. Big fan of dungeon crawler games. This game actually got a sequel for the Super Nintendo. I can't remember the name of that game, but definitely one that it is under my radar. I've played it a little bit, still haven't beat it yet. Very hard game. And I want to say a couple of things about buying video games at conventions. This is not a rare game. I bought it because it was cheap. I knew the vendors there. We have done business in the past, but here is the thing, buying retro video games at video game conventions, it is probably the best place, in my opinion, to buy, retro games that are rare, that they are expensive. Because although you're going to pay top price on the conventions, if you're looking for stuff like, your Earthbounds, Little Samsons, stuff like that, I prefer to buy them at a local vendor than to pay, the full price on eBay. And at the conventions, you can actually test the games, test the systems, and you have the guarantee from the vendors. And let's not forget that you're helping out and supporting local vendors. Not some eBay scumbag that might trick you. So yeah, that's all for the NES. Solstice, very cool pick. Now, next one, Mega Drive. This was a donation from a friend. Very cool platformer, Pugsy. This is a completed in-box version, and to be honest with you, I've never heard about this game before. But I'm a big fan of platformers. Like I said, it was a donation. Very happy with this. Pugsy, this is not your traditional platformer, I would say. Very weird game. Late release on the Mega Drive. Very good graphics. And what impresses me the most about this game is the physics. The physics on this game are unbelievable. To a game from the 16-bit era. But really impressed with Pugsy. Still hadn't beat it yet, but I will definitely give it a try. So Pugsy, a brand new entry from my Mega Drive collection. Now let's go back to Nintendo again, this time to the Nintendo Switch. I got my Nintendo Switch last year, and I know that I'm very late to this party, but I'm finally playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now here's the thing, this is going to be a little bit controversial, but I'm not the biggest Legend of Zelda fan, but let me explain before you guys crucify me on the comments. I'm not the biggest fan of The Legend of Zelda because it is a franchise that I didn't grow up playing. The first time that I played Legend of Zelda was on the Nintendo 64 with Ocarina of Time. Loved the game, but at the time I was playing other stuff, so I moved on with my life. Then when I got into retro video games, playing retro games, I found A Link to the Past. Of course that I've heard about the game before, but I've never given it a try, and I really think that A Link to the Past, it is a masterpiece. Now, of course that with a Nintendo Switch, this game, everybody says that it is a 10 out of 10. So, of course that I had to give it a try. I was waiting for a drop in price of the game. Still hasn't happened yet, so what I did was I bought this used. Paid half the price, and I'm very happy about that. So, I'm about halfway of the game. This is a very long game, as you guys know. and it is being amazing. The game is really good. Definitely they grabbed a lot of stuff from Skyrim, but that's okay because I'm a huge Skyrim fan. Loving every second of it. I love the feel of the game, I love the environment of the game. The world is very detailed, very tangible. And there is not much that I can say about Breath of the Wild because I'm probably the only guy with the Nintendo Switch out there that still hasn't played this game yet. So, Breath of the Wild, finally I have this game on my Switch. Now, last but not least, guys, I picked a couple of books, and although I'm not the biggest reader out there, I picked these because these bring me a lot of memories, and I grew up reading these books. And the cool thing about this, and the reason why I'm sharing this with you, it's because these books right here were my introduction to RPGs. That's right, it was not games. It was not video games. It was actually books that introduced me to RPGs. So these books are from a series called Fighting Fantasy. And this is not your traditional book, where you just read it from, page 1 to the last of the book, I guess. This is a book where you jump between panels, and you are actually part of the story. And this is an RPG. You actually need dice and pencil and paper in order to play this, because this is a game, as you guys can see right here. And look at this very cool artwork right here. So you need to make decisions, you need to make fights, you have a lot of stuff to do here, and some of these books are setting in a fantasy setting, others are some futuristic, and I have pretty much all of these. But the thing is that, the original run here in Portugal back in the 90s, they exclude some titles from the main line. And now I've discovered that they are actually releasing these books again. And they're adding the titles that were missing during the first run. So this is the very first one that I got. This is translated in English, The Warlock of the Fire Mountain. I already have this, of course, but I wanted to have the new release. And these were not part of the main line. This is called, I have to translate here, the Highway Warrior, I guess. These are, of course, in Portuguese. I love these classic artworks. This is really, really cool. Really good stuff. And the other one is called The Wild Creature. I really like this classic artwork. I mean, this stuff is awesome. So these are pretty much based on Dungeons and Dragons. I actually need to make a video about these books, show you guys my collection. A lot of nostalgia right here. I can't wait to find a time to dig into these babies right here. And there you go, guys, these were my recent pickups. And please let me know in the comment section below what recent picks did you guys add to your collections lately. Really hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and as always, don't forget to put a like on this video, please subscribe to the channel, and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.